Hi everyone, it's Hira here, and in this session, the interview question that we'll tackle is tell me about a time you failed. So, other versions of this question is tell me about a time you made a big mistake, tell me about a time you had to handle failure at work. Okay, so I know it's not the most exciting question on the planet, and definitely it sounds a little bit, on the negative side. But actually, the trick to this question, and really any questions around mistakes and failures and challenges and overcoming obstacles and these sort of questions, it really isn't in the failure. Okay, so it's not really about the failure, it's about the learning opportunity and what you learned from your failure or your mistake, what you took away from it, how you grew from that situation, and the self-awareness that you gained. With that, it is a behavioral question in the tell me about a time format. So the best way to tackle it is to use the SAR formula, situation, action, result. So I might say something along the lines of, one of the times that I failed in recent history is just in my most recent position where I was the team lead on a particular project, or I was a team lead for a particular client account, and we were supposed to get this new piece of business from this client. We had a very good relationship with this particular client, and it was pretty much in the bag. But what ended up happening is that we lost. We lost the deal. We lost the pitch. You can essentially say that what you had hoped was an obvious win ended up being a loss, and that the competitor got the business or the deal or the account instead of your team. And so then you can go on to say, a little bit about your analysis of the situation and why you think that happened, and bring some of your own awareness and lessons into your answer. So you might say something like, I realized with this particular instance of failure that I did not prepare in the way that I should have. Certainly, as a team lead, a lot of the responsibility was on me, and I took it for granted that this was, a very good client of ours. We had a very good relationship with them, and I just assumed that we could, we could do a decent job at preparing, but we definitely did not go the extra mile. We did not, prepare for this as if it was a difficult pitch, as if it was, a top client where we absolutely couldn't afford to lose, and kind of went the extra bit and did absolutely everything we could. Instead, our preparation was pretty light, and we took it easy. And so, that the big lesson there for me was really to be a lot more prepared, and also to be in more communication with my client. I should have picked up certain cues had I been a little bit more in communication with the client. I would have known that the client was potentially considering other competitors and were talking to other people. I sort of missed this because, again, I took for granted that, we were their favorite vendor, and, they weren't looking elsewhere. So something along these lines would work. Okay, so the thing again is really to focus on what you learned, and touching on perhaps a little something about the philosophy around mistakes and failures, and how, obviously, hindsight is 2020. Looking back, you can, exactly what went wrong, but on the other hand, you don't regret. You don't regret this because you learned a lot from this, as you have also learned a lot from other instances of failures and mistakes. And in fact, you feel like you actually learn more from the times that you don't do well, compared to times when you have immediate and obvious success.